It's interesting that both of these sackings, Maresca and Amorim, were not about results. Like
No.
they're about like club coach relationship. That is kind of an interesting zone for us to be in because both of them have plenty to play for mid-season. It's not like either of them's like, well, there's nothing on the table. And I also think it's kind of hard to make the claim that either of them's going to be making a move that you would expect to bring them much more, footballistically speaking.
I think we should start with Maresca because we've had more time to digest that. He comes off of a season where they won the UEFA Conference League, so they won a pseudo title. They won a second pseudo title that goes along with the FIFA Peace Prize in the Club World Cup. But like these are legit, right? Like he's actually won 2 different trophies, which most people could never say. Newcastle were celebrating winning the Carling Cup. So, and then he came into December as the manager of or head coach of the month, right? Then things happened, and this is where we start our story.
To be fair, they did actually have a really bad Christmas, right? Like in football, they got 2 points from 3 since we've last podcasted, but they'd had a bad run before that. It was like 2 wins in 9, I think. Clearly, that some of this stuff had been like percolating behind the scenes for quite a while, but it felt like it happened very, very quickly that Maresca was like, I don't feel supported. You know, there's obviously tension between him and people at the club. In the space of it felt like 48, 72 hours. We'd had some hints at this before, but really it was like a 48-hour period and he was just gone.
I feel like there were huge warning signs about a month or 6 weeks earlier, though, where he's like, oh, this is one of the hardest 48 hours of my career. And you're like, nobody said anything about anything. Where did that come from? Like, we've never seen that. And suddenly, like, you know, the things behind the scenes are leaking.
They wanted him to wear a club tracksuit. And apparently to indicate his displeasure, he decided not to do this. I was like, man, this is like the Hunger Games shit. And Chelsea said, like, look, it isn't that we wanted him to play guys in order to develop them, but it is important to the club that he plays guys and develops them. And that's just one of the many things that we would like him to take into account. And we just didn't see eye to eye. So, I mean, there are so many people with like sporting director roles at Chelsea that it feels like impossible that you're going to be able to keep them all on side at any given time. For Chelsea now, I think it's a rough situation.
Coaches are always in demand, and competent coaches are, you know, in particular. People were looking around the space and be like, you know, who do you get to fill any of these good roles that come up? Because I actually think that Liam Senior is quite a good appointment in general. Like, you know, there's high risk, high variance, but in terms of like what you could end up with, pretty good. There's the Billy Bean thing that's been there forever, which is that you should give coaches the squad that you are happy with them playing, and then you generally don't have any real oversight of the exactness of what happens. Now, sometimes you have a good relationship with a coach and like you can work together to build things together. They have like clear alignment on development projects, etc. And Chelsea in their rebuild in the summertime, and we were super clear about this, their rejig in the summertime did not improve the football side of the team. It was good business, and it was probably very good business to the Strasbourg end on the players that they were trying to develop. But it was not a thing that looked like it took them from the level of fourth to the level of first, second. And to us, like, man, they weren't far off of this. Like, why didn't they make that leap? But to them, that was just what they chose to do. So we applauded the business side of what they did, but the football side did not seem to improve. Now, obviously, if you were the coach in charge of doing all the things with that team, that might be frustrating for you.